Hey everybody, Arturo Johnson here. And in this video, we're just going to be diving into the back end of some of our higher level programs. And so in this video, I'm just going to switch over to a clip of our Agent Accelerator program. And this is one of our higher level programs where it's a done for you service where we pretty much do all of the work for you to generate qualified appointments and put those on your calendar without you having to do anything. And so every single week on Wednesdays at 12 p.m., we do have a Agent Accelerator call, which is a success call, where we just hop on and we talk about things going on through the week. We talk about skills to use to get better in sales and mindset, as well as some leadership things to make sure that agents are having success. So in this video, you're going to see three things. One, you're going to see top producers, how they think, how they approach phones, and how they approach selling life insurance at a high level. And so this video is absolutely amazing. It's going to feature Andre Nero, who is writing a bunch of premium, David Simmons, and Kevin Alexander, who is writing about 100K per month, Hall of Fame producer that has done 500K or more of premium over the last 3 to 4 years. So this video is going to be absolutely amazing. So you want to make sure that you watch it in full and you have a pen and a piece of paper. And so at the end of this video, if you guys enjoy this, there will be an option for you to book a call with us to see if this is a good fit for you. I know the number one thing people are going to ask about is how much does it cost? And so if you're curious about that, go ahead and book a call with myself or someone from our team, and we'll walk you through the process of how you can get started with that. Now, this program isn't for everybody, so just know that it isn't cheap, but it is something that can help you take your business to the next level. Because let's face it, agents are already working 40 to 50 hours per week and they're hitting that glass ceiling. And so if you want to get to that next level, then you're going to have to make a shift, right? And so you can keep writing 40 to 50K per month and being a road warrior and committing your life to being in the car and in the field, or you can make a shift to get all of your time back, which is more important and a more valuable resource, and still produce at the same rate or higher clip. And so we're going to show you exactly behind the scenes. And the reason why I think this is important is because a lot of marketers and people in this space, they just hop on here and they talk a good game, but they can't really show you behind the scenes of some results. And so that's what we're going to be doing here is just going behind the scenes and sharing with you what it looks like to be a part of AJC and the community and the people who are winners, so that you can see the real deal. So I hope you find this video valuable. And if you do, click the like button, subscribe, and then reach out and book a call. I encourage you, if you've been following us for a little while, to just go ahead and book a call. We're not going to pressure you into anything, but we do want to get a clear picture of kind of where you are, where you want to be in your business, and then kind of what's stopping you. What are some roadblocks? What are some things that you've tried to fix that, but it's just not working out? And all else, if all else fails, what you'll take away from the call is a game plan and a newfound way to view your business and some actionable items and steps to help you grow to the next level until it's that time for you and you're ready to join our program. So I encourage you, if you've been on the fence or you've been watching it and you've seen all the testimonials, go ahead, book a call and pull the trigger, and let's get you to that next level. All right, enjoy the video.
What's going on?
Welcome to the Agent Accelerator Success Call. What's today? Check.
Is February 9th,
All right,
2022.
2022. Looks like we got the big dog on, Earl. We got the great Nero on here, and then we got Keith, the beast. So if you guys have the ability to share your screen or your cameras, go ahead and hop on. This is an interactive kind of session. Excited to have Keith on. He joined the MDRT program, which is a next level up program. And he did want to hop on because I know we're going to have David and Kevin on to kind of rock and roll through some stuff. So we're excited to have your own. Shout out to Andre. We'll get into that in just a minute. So if you haven't been on one of these calls, the way it goes, we'll start with some quick wins and kind of share your wins and then what's working for you. And then we'll roll into some Q&A. And then if you have any questions, please make sure that you, type in a question, unmute yourself. Please make sure that you have your screens ready to go. If you want to share, close out all other tabs. If you want to share something so that you have faster internet speed. And then if you're on a device that is not an iPad or tablet, get on something else because it's kind of difficult for us to take over the screen if we need to, if you're using the business manager. So that's pretty much how that goes. So we'll just kind of start here. Looks like got Andre on. Start with the quick news. Brandon is hopping on as well. Look, great to see your faces. Andre, what's going on, brother?
Hey, everybody. Good morning. A lot.
Looks like you made some sales. How's that? How was that?
You said, how was the sales?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about it, man. What happened?
Well, typical day, but the only difference is I didn't have to do any cold calling or anything of that caliber. They came from pretty much booked appointments, and I created a sense of urgency for the ones that I did have appointments with and knocked it down. I got a few that's pending. 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 pending. So they got to get back with me to, finalize everything. Of course, everybody want to do some shopping around, which is completely fine. But
yeah,
benefit of being a broker, I can shop around pretty much, anywhere I get them the best prices. So I know they'll be back.
Right. So what that puts you, those pending ones, sorry to cut you off. I just want to get some numbers from you. Pending wise, yeah. You're on mute, sorry.
Sorry, I ain't put it not disturbed. 1 second, I apologize. Okay, so your question was how much is it in totality if every last one of them drops?
Yeah, because you got some, you was at like 6, and then you got some 5 and pending. Where would that put you?
Yeah, so right now that's okay. So with what I already dropped, that's like close to around 9,000, 9,500 APV. And if these go through, I bid almost 20,000 APV.
Earl, you got the thing ready? Let's go, baby. All right. That's less than 14 days going. So we're right at it. We're right at 14. Is that it?
14? Yeah. Well, no, 9.
No, he's a week.
A week, yeah. All right. So let's talk about this stuff because this is important. We want to make sure that we can get some information from you. So let's just kind of talk through what you're doing, what you're saying, right? Like, what's working for you, right? Let's kind of share some of that if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
We're going to be students here for a second and learn from you. So go ahead and just kind of talk about your process and your philosophy and how you approach your prospects and customers and everything.
Again, I'm still new in the game. Like I said, I got my, for those of you that remember, I got my license on the, I'm actually on another Zoom too, and I just heard my name because they expressing the leadership board. I took number 1 last month as well. So I have, I try to shoot straight from the hip. Like I'm from Chicago, so I try to give it to a person the way that I want to receive it. And because I know they don't know me, it's beneficial for me to, I guess, add an extra flair of being, how should I put it? Extra friendly, because when they don't know you, they can't really see your face or, put a voice to the name or things like that or whatever, you have to show yourself to be as friendly as possible as far as I'm concerned. And that's just what I learned in sales, period. So me being a new agent, I'm still a student of the game. I'm still learning how these things work. So right now, final expense and term is pretty much what sorry, hold on. Yeah, and term is what I do. So at the end of the day, those are the things that I've been knocking down. So basically how I go at it is, hey, this is Andre Nero. I appreciate you taking my call. You could be doing a lot of different things, today, but you decided to talk with me. So let's just, cut straight to the, through the red tape of it. And let's discuss what your needs are, and I'll try to find out exactly what they were interested in, because it can be for anything. As for instance, is it a loved one that you're trying to prepare for, for burial, or is this for yourself? Who do you care about the most? Like, what are your goals? And let's try to narrow it down from there. And once I get them to start talking, then I pretty much, got an idea in my head of what direction I want to travel. If they're younger, I know that they're looking more so for term, or maybe even whole life, something that they can actually make money with IUL or something like that. So I go that direction. Once they tell me that they have parents that's still around, things like that, I start talking about final expense. So that's how I, pretty much jog they mental engines to try to figure out what they want to do and what to prepare for, things like that. Because I always want to leave the conversation open-ended, because it can go any direction. So it's my job to narrow it down. Once I narrow it down and realize what they want, I'll find something that's within their price point, and I'll pretty much go from there.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, shout out to you, man, coming out the gate week 1, throwing up 20. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. So shout out to you. Again, we knew this was going to be a good group for you to be a part of to take us to the next level. So congratulations, man. Just keep rocking and rolling with what you're doing. Again, if you need anything from us, reach out to us. We got you back.
Yeah, I'm trying to knock down the 6 figures in February if we can.
Yeah, well, we're going to do it, baby. We're going to do it. Keith, what's up, man? So I know Big Dog just hopped on, so we want to kind of jump right into it. I know you had some questions about his process. I know Kevin's kind of rolling into the trucking niche too. So he just has some questions about a couple of things for you, Kevin Alexander, on 1 call close, 2 call close, and then I'll just let him, kind of ask any more questions that he have. But Keith, man, ask whatever you need, man. This is the time to get questions answered. We got the gold in the house, so let's do it, man.
Yo, what's going on? Kevin, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing, man?
Doing well, man.
Good.
You're a beast, bro. I'm gonna just start off with that.
Man, hey, I just surround myself with good help. See this bald-headed guy over here?
David.
Yeah,
David.
Hey, I just surround myself with good help, man. That's why
Sure.
he bald-headed, man, because I dumped so much work on him that he didn't shave his head that way, man. Him and Earl were really brothers. They don't look alike, but it's from the Arturo puts on, they always rubbing them heads, man. Done rub the head right off.
Oh yeah,
the hair right
it's
off.
the same thing over here. I got Earl, my running mate, and I'm always dumping something on him, and we just kind of rock and roll with it. So that's definitely good to have one.
Arturo, but for real, how big of a difference does that make in your business, man? Having some, and I say this, and Keith, I say it, but man, I tell you what, surrounded. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm smart about one thing, and that's knowing what I'm not good at and being able to delegate that. And man, if you can do that, Keith, man, you go a long way.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, let's segue into that. What does that look like, though? The whole delegating process.
Man, I just, me and David, we've known each other for a long time. How long have we known each other, David?
12, 13 years.
12 or 13 years, that we've been together pretty much side by side. We've done some other work together. We've done a lot of ministry stuff. So David, man, he knows how I think and I know how he thinks, and basically, I mean, we can work together, and David, he can be talking to somebody and he can be talking to an Arturo. David knows how I like stuff done. So David, if I need to take David and say, hey, David, I can't be on this call with Arturo today, jump on there and talk to him about what needs to get done. David's going to be able to do that. He knows the way I think. He knows what I want done, and I've got full confidence in his ability to do that. And he's going to do it the way that I want to get done, not the way that he wants to get it done. And man, that goes a long, long way. And I trust him with that. And David is a perfect balance to me because David is the analytical one. David is the one that he's going to think. Me, man, I see something, I'm just, man, barrel down floorboard. You got 2 kinds of people in this world, Keith. And if you ever go to a public swimming pool, man, you'll see them. I say this all the time. You go to a public swimming pool and you look at one end of the pool, people weigh in. That's my wife. It takes her 15 minutes to get in the water. She's going to stick her toe in and then she's gonna go into her ankle, and then she's gonna reach down there and she's gonna rub the water on her arms and rub it on her legs. And I'm that guy lurking around the edge for people like that. And I go do a cannonball right beside them. I just jump in. So you got people that ease in and you got people that jump in. I jump in, man. And when I see Arturo's deal, I'm ready to go. But I got to pull somebody along beside me that's going to ease, that's going to go in there and learn all the behind the scenes stuff. And I'm the one that's willing to run with it. But I got to have a David. I got to have my wife to get in there and pull the reins a little bit and say, hey, let's do this, and let's do this. So that's he's a good balance to me, and that's the reason we're so successful. I'm a good balance to him.
Gotcha. Amazing. So let me ask you, so leads are coming in different ways. Some are automatically booking, some are just filling out a form. How are you doing it with the ones who don't? Well, both of them, the ones who automatically book. Are you calling and confirming, or are you just kind of letting them get the automation to confirm it for them?
Yeah, like this appointment right here. This appointment, I was sitting here looking at it. I was giving David a hard time a while ago. And so this appointment, it'll go through. And this appointment right here was they booked themselves. But even on appointments that booked themselves, we still call them back and try to confirm that appointment. We call them back because I want to find out some information when I go into it. I want to find out if they're a smoker, non-smoker. I want to find out if they've ever. Now David does this. I want David to find out if they've got a smoker, non-smoker, if they've got heart issues, cancer issues, ever had a stroke, diabetes, yes or no, what age it started at. High blood pressure, yes or no, if they're how many prescriptions they're on, and their height and weight. Now, this person right here, I just yelled out to David as he was jumping on this meeting across the room. I said, who booked this appointment? I said, because this guy's too short. He's 5'5", 320 pounds. He's too short for our coverage, Yeah. So I like to try to eliminate that stuff. And I look at his age, he's 28 years of age. So I know right off the top of my mind that I'm not going to be able to put him on a final expense either. I'm not going to put him on an AIG guaranteed issue. So this one right here, that's, if I call him back, I'll just tell him straight up, hey, we're not going to be able, you're too short for our coverage. Sorry. You either need to grow 6 inches or lose 120 pounds. One of the two. But when that happens, let us know. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on it. So we call those ahead of time, and that stuff's put on there. And you can see I wrote a note right there, too short for coverage. So when we look at that, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but my time is valuable. So going through that, we're able to screen a lot of stuff. So when David is verifying and scheduling appointments, I want to know going into it, smoker, non-smoker, so I know which way to go. If they got diabetes, if they've got high blood pressure, what they're doing, I want to go in and know, because I want to condense my time. And you'll find out how valuable time is. I want to condense that time down to where I can get to it and get to as many of these calls as I can, because you'll find out how much more valuable your time becomes when you're able to condense that time. And all of this is a process that helps me to condense that time down.
Gotcha, for sure. Appreciate it. And then now the ones who don't book, are you calling them in one call close and 2 call? What does that look like?
No, David, he calls every single one of them, the ones that don't book. That don't book on there. It's the information. Arturo's got a great system set up. Boom, the information's trapped. It shoots it over to David on a spreadsheet, a Google sheet. David goes through there, scheduling appointments on calling those and reaching out to them and scheduling appointments. Our goal is on any given day, we're usually going to run between 12 and 20 a day. How many we got today, David? How many appointments we have today? Caught him off guard. You back here snoozing.
No, it's on another screen here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 17 today.
So we got 17 today. So I like between 15 and 20, but it's usually going to be between 12 and 20. We usually always get between 15 and 20. Usually on that, Keith, with the ones that automatically book, we're going to have between 4 and 6 that automatically book, but the rest of those come off of David calling and setting them. So the main thing to grab a hold of on this, Keith, is great a job as Arturo does, great job as Earl does on everything that they do. But the main thing that's got to be grabbing a hold of, and I'm sure you're aware of this, is you still got to put the work in. And I think what happens is people, I think when people says lead, I think they think a lead means that somebody's sitting by the phone with their, debit card in their hand, waiting on you to call and ready to sign up. A lead is somebody that put the information in. I'll give you a perfect example. I just wrote a 3,000. That's the reason I was late getting on the phone. I just wrote a policy right here that was $3,149 premium. And the lady, I called her and she goes, I wasn't wanting any information off of that. She goes, I was just looking for something. She goes, I run a foster home. I'm like, you run a foster home? I said, well, you know what? I've helped build foster homes in Haiti before, through mission. She goes, really? And we got to talking, found that common ground and wrote her a policy for $3,150. She wasn't even looking for the type of coverage we had, but boom, we just took that and went with it. So those leads, when those leads come in, call every single one of them. I ain't going to tell you that every single one of them is going to be excited to talk to you. And I'm going to tell you that every single one of them is going to even remember what it was that they done. But David cussed out yesterday. He got cussed out. I was laughing. He called a lady yesterday. She cussed him up one side and down the other, hung up on him. David called her back, and I heard her go off on him again. And man, me and my wife, we're sitting here in the office, we was laughing, and David comes in, flings my door open. He goes, that woman needs Jesus. I said, give it to me. I want to call her now. So it's just that whole attitude, man, of, you know what, there ain't nothing going to get us down. There ain't nothing, no matter what somebody says, man, we don't wear our feelings on our sleeve. We're not easily offended. We know how to have a good time with it. We know how to have fun with it. And we get to make a lot of money doing it. We call those people, set those appointments, man, and we just stay on top of it, man. We'll call them 20 times in a day if we need to, but we still work the phones. The lead that Arturo brings in is going to be a higher intent lead, but you still going to have to work the phones. You still going to have to put the calls in. You still going to have to put the work in. But I'm telling you, the reward is great. Don't be afraid of what you got to lose. Be looking forward to what you got to gain. Yeah. If you can keep that attitude, man, I'm telling you, man, you'll rock it.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about when we talked. I'm glad you mentioned that, because me and him had a conversation where I was like, let's just write this out. And it's like, well, here's where the risk is. The risk is trying to go at this by yourself. And I'm like, man, don't trust me. Like, get in this group and get on this call here, right? Not being in the ivory tower. It's just like, not just hearing from you. I'm like, I have the system set up, but people in here are doing this. So let's just take that and model that. Real quick to answer your question, Andre. So yes, he is doing that. And the reason why the volume is because he also threw some additional ad spend, right? Like, so after the first month, it's like, all right, Turo, this is working. I see it. How do we take this to the moon? Let's throw some additional funds to the budget. And so that's how he's able to do that. Because I want to make sure it's clear. I don't want, it's like right here and he's there. It's like, he's also spending some additional cash on these ads. Okay. Keith, you still got the floor, man. You good?
Yeah. So that 15 to 20, all right. How is that set up? Is that like every hour, or that's the only way I could think? With that,
man, we set them up every 30, sometimes every 15 minutes.
Got it. So every 30.
Yeah. Right. So because what I figure right off the top is I figure in, you got to figure because I got 20 appointments. I pretty much figure off the top that half of them are going to no-show. I figure that in. I figure that in right off the top, and your no-show rate if you're doing it over the phone, is going to be a little higher than it is on your going and knocking on their door on your face-to-face visits. So I figure off the top that if we got 20 appointments, I figure 10 of those are going to no-show. And then I figure off the top of that, you're going to have, then on those 10, I figure go ahead and figure in some non-qualifiers. I go ahead and figure in some people just ain't going to do nothing, no matter how good it is. And then I figure out of those, man, we're still going to pick up 2 or 3 a day. And man, we're right on that goal. We've done picked up 2 today, picked up 2 yesterday and 2 on Monday. So we're at about 6 so far. For that, and I don't even remember what was being done last week. So we're picking it up. I know we're already well over $20,000 for the week. Probably this week. What are we at?
We're 49.
49
for the month submitted.
For the week.
For the month submitted.
All right.
For the month. So that's this week then, right?
That's this week, yeah, because we only barely a week into it. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So we're going for. We took a break in January, man. We only go about 60-something thousand in January. I was gone for about 2 weeks, so we're back in February, short month. So man, we said throw this go.
Took a break, wrote 60-something thousand, flex, right?
For sure. So hold on, because I want to segue on that high note, because I know everybody's seen the post and everything, but I want to make sure that y'all get this information while I got everybody here. Okay, everybody can see this, because we're doing something phenomenal. So if you think you're getting a little bit of value from this meeting, wait till you come to this.
super excited just to a really quick are you a successful life insurance agent looking to increase your earnings, grow your team, and do you want to? If this is you, then you need to be at the Accelerator Confidence, hosted by Accelerator
I don't think it's coming through good, Arturo.
Accelerator program that will show you how to scale your business, grow your team, and change everything you thought you were.
Arturo, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Earl, but I don't think he can.
Okay.
He's focused.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Accelerator Conference for life insurance agents, May 13th through May 15th, 2022 in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm super excited about that, so I can't not wait. And guys, again, you got the date, May the 13th through the 15th. Let's go.
And so this is something that's baked in for you guys, since you get to spend a lot of time with myself and Kevin going into some sales to be speaking at that. And you guys need to be at this, right? So if you're really serious about taking your business to the next level, you need to commit with financially and with your time, right? And so this is free for you guys to come to. And we got this amazing space. I got the entire floor done out. We're going to go to dinner, all of this. We're going to spend some good time together with some coaching and training and things of that nature. And it's going to be absolutely amazing, right? Just look at this thing here. This is gorgeous, right? This is all us, this entire thing here. We're going to have this whole thing out for the weekend. I bought this whole floor out of this hotel, and we're going to get down to it. So if you really want to take your stuff to the next level, because it's one thing to just kind of talk about the sales, but I'm fired up, right? So here's a couple of things we're talking about: productivity, goal setting, reverse engineering, success, eliminating distractions, booking appointments, doing appointments, and replicating it, figuring out what your big your big three is, but also coming up with the success formula, right? Which is defining your goal, defining the actions that need to be taken. Most people are running, but they're running in the wrong direction. You know, it's like, man, I'm busy all day. Well, what you been doing, right? It's the activity, finding what the right activity is that you need to be doing, reverse engineering these goals after we figured out what these inputs are, right? Because the first thing is, okay, what's the goal, right? You hear people say so many times, man, I just want to be happy. Okay, well, happy is kind of this ideal thing. What are the things that make you happy? Okay, then what are you doing? Okay, perfect. So stop doing these things over here and start doing these things that make you happy. And as a byproduct of doing those things, that's how you become happy. And that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to talk about your environment. We're going to talk about systems thinking, processes, inputs, and outputs, your environment, and the feedback loop. And we're going to go into depth on that. I'll share with you the best practice of the things that I'm doing that helped me go from 0 to $1 million in 18 months, and how we do easily on autopilot 200K every single month with the team, operations, pull back the curtains, hiring, leadership, all of those things. I'm going to leave no stone unturned, and we're going to do this at this event. So you guys definitely want to make sure that you got this off your calendar and you guys are there. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. May 13th through the 15th.
Couldn't hear you, Kevin.
You're on mute.
Looking forward to getting down there. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna have a good old time. So make sure that y'all get that, okay? We're not bartending. All right, Keith, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm good. The concept of what was going on, having someone set them up for you, is pretty much along what I was thinking. I think what really helped me is the 15 to 20. That blew my mind. I thought it should have been 10 to 12. 15 to 20 just really
I told you in the message,
my
man,
perspective.
come on, if we're gonna do this, we need to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It is at 15 to 20 a day, you know. And the deal is, when I'm talking to David, I go over numbers with David about twice a week. And David, hey, where we at? What we got going on? How many leads we have come in today? you know, and then, man, I'm on it. Me and David are on it. If we had a few leads coming down, say, call Arturo, what we need to do? We need to spend more money? What is it needs to go on? We got to be willing to do that. If Arturo tells me I need to spend more money, then I'm going to spend more money.
Yeah.
If he wants to try something, and my deal is I'm not good at this advertising stuff, the social media stuff, but I know Arturo is. I know Earl is. I know his team is. So why would I hire them and work with them to do opposite of what they tell me to do? It don't make a lick of sense. I mean, that's like shooting yourself in the foot. So if Arturo tells me, hey, we need to up our spend, we need to put it over here, then that's what we're going to do. You know, if I call Arturo and say, hey, Arturo, I need this many leads a day, this many appointments I need to do, what I need to do, you need to up your ad spend to this. Okay, then let's do that. Let's do whatever it is. I mean,
and
it's
that's
up.
the thing, though, that like Kevin that he mentions is that he knows what his expertise is, which is in the presence of, right? He just need to get in front of folks because he can make the back end work, which is you have control of premium, what you show, the closes, the sales process. So everything is like, hey, I just need you to set them up so I can knock them down, you know, and that's really what we're doing here, right? And so when you do that, sometimes you got to get out of your own way a little bit, which is like, you know, we're entrepreneurs and we want to have control of everything and have to say it. And it's like, well, this part over here is proven to work, so we don't need to taper with this, right? The only thing we need to do is tickle with the messaging, right? Or the sales process. Those are the two things, because this thing in the middle already works and we just need to work it with that. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, but y'all definitely want to make sure that y'all get to that because it's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to have a good time. I'm not sparing no expense. My budget is about 30 grand for this to make sure that we all have a good time. And that's no joke, right? I bought out that whole floor. And I'm not trying to throw numbers out there, but I'm saying this is going to be worth the time for y'all to come here and spend some time. I really put some thought into it and some care because, you know, you guys are some people that I really enjoy working with, and I want to spend some good time with y'all. So come from this event and really just blow the top off the doors, okay? Who's thinking about coming to this?
I'm coming.
I'll be there. Let's get it.
We're going to be there.
Andre, you need to be there.
All y'all need to be there.
I was looking for the thing again. What did it again?
I will get you the info. We'll get it to you. Kayla's gonna be on top of it, where she'll give y'all a call just to make sure y'all got everything. We got a concierge making sure that everybody y'all don't got to do anything but just say yes and get there, right? We can, you know what I'm saying, figure out what y'all gonna do. So anyways, Keith, you asking about the 1 call, 2 call. Did we address that a little bit, Kevin? Can we just kind of slow down and kind of?
No, yeah, it's good. Call them up and set the appointment. So yeah, the same, essentially what I was thinking when I said 2 call. Call them to set the appointment and close it over there. And you don't just call the lead and try and close it all right on the spot. They're probably driving or something like that.
We set an appointment, and I mean, if we can feel it out, and we feel like right then, you know, when we do a few of them, to where David or I got another guy, John, that does some calls for me. I got Bailey does some calling for me when we're really jammed in. They work part time, but if they feel it and they say, "Hey, I'm in here," and they say, "Hey, this guy wants to talk right now. This lady wants to talk right now," then we'll jump on it and do it right then. But I'd say that's probably a couple out of every 20. You know?
Yeah, I literally just had one like that. Yeah, I felt him out though. I could tell he was going to go through with everything. Yeah.
But we do
that just happened
because every time the way I look at every time we talk to them, that's another opportunity that they're getting closer to a close.
For sure.
So can you hear me?
Keith?
What'd you say?
Where you at for the week?
Little over 8.
Okay. What'd you say about?
Started last week.
I was just going to say, Kevin. So David, let's say you're like on your second rebook on somebody, right? Like they no show you. You call them back. I mean, what I do, as long as they're going to schedule an appointment, I try to keep them on the books. I might double book them, you know, if they're pressed. Yeah. But on something like that, would you try to it's not really a 1 call close, but once you get them on the phone, like maybe it's the second time they've no showed you. Once you get them on the phone, I just try to close them while I'm on the phone, because I was like, if I set an appointment, you know, like she's already done it twice, and I've submitted appointments doing that. I just wanted to see what you guys do, like, you know, on those people that are saying yes and then they're not showing up to the appointment, and they've done it more than once.
What I do, I give you an example, especially on those that have done. If they do it the first time or the second time, I really try to close them hard. I almost try to take it away from them.
Yeah.
If they show me, I was talking to a lady a while ago, and a matter of fact, I called her. I got got a lady in here right now that's training with us. She's on the other side of my desk. But I called a lady just a while ago for our appointment. Said, hey, this is Kevin. Calling you for an appointment. Thanks for getting an appointment with us. And she goes through and she goes, I can't do this right now. I'm at work. And I said, well, when you scheduled the appointment yesterday, did you not know that you had to work today? I just asked her. And I said, now listen, I said, I understand that you're at work, but that's something, that we know. And I said, so I know that your time is valuable, that you're at work, but I want you to understand that my time is valuable also. So I need a time that when you're not at work and you've got time to sit down and us discuss protecting you and your family, that's going to be good to where there's no other interruptions, because my time's valuable and so is yours. I got a lot of clients to deal with. And I just laid it out there point blank. Did I not, Emily?
Yeah.
I laid it out there point blank. And at that time, she's either, we're going to find out if she's serious and she's going to say, just never mind, don't call me back. Or she's going to reschedule an appointment. She rescheduled an appointment with me. I said, what time do you get off work? She said, 4:00. I said, then what time you want me to call you? She said, 4:30. That'll give me time to get set a little bit. I said, good. So I rescheduled it. Then if she no-shows me again, then I'll call her again, do the same thing. Or if she tries to reschedule, I'll do it at the same time. But we've had some, David, we wrote one the other day that we've been chasing and set us up. No-showed us. What? You had one no-show, you rescheduled about 6 times, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check this out. We was going through reading. Now check this out. Had one that rescheduled us about 5 or 6 times. Now check this out. True story. Just happened this morning. Rescheduled. Finally wrote the deal. Wrote the deal, and then he gave us some messed up banking information. All right. Gave us the messed up banking information. I had David calling him to get the corrected banking information on February 2nd. He was inside his bank on February 2nd, getting the correct information, 49 years of age, trying to get his bank stuff worked out, and dropped dead the next day, February 3rd. True story. We just got the death claim this morning. I had David to call and check the death claim out, and he never made his first payment. Uncovered, 49 years of age. That's my age. Dropped dead by him continuing, postponing. Now he's dead, and his family's left to face it with absolutely no coverage. So I continue, Bo. If they keep rescheduling, I'll double book them. The one I scheduled for 4:30 today, David goes, well, you already got an appointment at 4:30. I said, don't matter. They've already rescheduled. So I'll double book them. Or that's one, Keith, that I'll put at a 15-minute interval. I'll either double book them or we'll put them at a 15-minute interval.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Bo?
Yeah. And I just wanted to see if you guys, like he was talking about, when you get them on the phone, sometimes I'm just like, man, you've we're on the phone right now. You've no-showed me twice. Let's just get it done. I think you were the one that said professional procrastinator. I use that all the time now.
Go for it. If I can go for it right then and close them right then, I'll do it. Or if they're at work or something like that, I'll let them know the value of my time also. And we'll reschedule, but I want them to know that my time's valuable. And I got a lot of people to talk to. I don't have time to sit there and do that. So if you can get them right then, do it. But if she's at work or something like that, I'll reschedule.
Hey, really quick, either to you or to David, how long after you get the lead are you guys on the phone with these folks?
Quicker the better.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, sometimes within minutes, but then there's times where it might be 2 days. We try not to let it go anywhere further past that, but Arturo's got leads rolling through here. It seems sometimes it seems like about 4 a minute, and it's hard to keep up. But yeah, we try to.
David sometimes come in and ask me, "Go, Kevin, you want me to tell Arturo to slow it down?" I said, "No, don't tell him to slow it down." I said, "I've never." I said, "How many times have you ever heard somebody gripe about having too many leads? People always gripe about not having enough leads." I said, "I will not be the first person in the universe to ever gripe about having too many
leads." That's crazy. You're gonna have to add my cell phone to that Zap.
We need to split that. Put your number in that Zap. That's funny. But
I said, you call him, just slow down. We're gonna chop your dial finger off, man.
Yeah, I think one thing that Kevin did say that was pretty important was about the conviction. about if you had to serve a death claim before, or you know, having an incident like that happen. But also I talked about this last week, and I had to go look at my numbers, you know, making sure you got coverage on yourself, right? That's going to be a huge part of the conviction. I looked at mine, I was like, oh, okay, so I got about 400 a month coming out, right? So I'm like, hey, this is what I got for my family, you know, sharing this. It's one of those things where, well, do you have it, right? You know, if you want to really kind of sell something, you know, for example, if Earl wanted to work with me, and it's like, well, how much time and money are you investing into the business? Oh, well, I got this other business over here and I'm doing this. It's like, whoa. But you're the owner of this business and you're not fully invested with every single penny that you have. And that means that you aren't all in on this. So, you know, a lot of times those two things are going to really increase your conviction, right? Having an experience like that, or having something on yourself that you can use, because people put, you know, the money where their time or their money is, and the mouth where the money or the time is. So, you know, you definitely, I know I messed it up, but y'all get what I'm saying, is you definitely want to have that kind of conviction to get people to take action, because it's like the only time is right now, right?
Yeah.
I heard something powerful at the weekend at the conference, at the convention that I was at down in Florida over the past few days. And it, you know, just like this right now, when somebody says they want to think about it, and I heard a person say, and this just hit me, I've never used this before, but he said, well, do you think if you die, your beneficiary is going to have time to think about it? And so, you know, with that, so if somebody says, well, I need to think about this, well, how much time is your beneficiary going to have to think about it? So I put it back into the death claim that we got this morning. That family right there, right now, do you think they have time to think about it? I mean, they just got faced. 49-year-old father just passed away, dropped dead out of the blue. Absolutely none, zero coverage in place. And what do you think the thoughts of his family are right now? Not only are they having to deal with the emotion of losing one of their loved ones, but the second thing that hits anybody's mind when somebody passes away, the second thing after the initial shock of that person passing away, the second thing that they're going to think about is, how are we going to pay for this? How are we going to take care of this? What are we going to do? And man, I know that. I'm a pastor. I've done tons of funerals. So to me, this is real. I've been the one that sat right there with the families before. I am the one that has to pull out the church checkbook and write the check in order to help them out at the funeral home because they didn't have nothing in place. I am that guy. I am the one that's had to see families argue and fight and say, well, I took care of them better than you did, so you should be paying this. I am the one that's seen how this right here causes a division in a family when somebody passes away. So when I tell people these stories, that's conviction to me. It's real stuff. I've dealt with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny that you said that, because that just brought up some things. My grandmother's house in Chicago, 8432 South Essex. That was the house that we had on the south side. And that house pretty much broke. My mother got 6 brothers and sisters. And that house, when my grandmother passed, almost broke up our whole family, because you know, she didn't have anything in place, reparations for all of the stuff that she needed. She wasn't prepared. And I just remember there were some days where they couldn't even go and do the phlebotomist and all this. They couldn't do what they needed to do because we needed some money to come in. And we're waiting on the check, and my uncle was in the service and he was flying back from overseas, from Germany. And we needed him to come, but we also needed that check from him, and we had to wait 3-4 more days, and we just kind of like painful situation trying to get this over with, and then people fighting and scrapping about money and what's going to do this with Big Mama, this and that. And it's like, one decision could really remove all of that. Is it worth not making that decision? Right? It's a simple thing. And you know, just going through that, if somebody would have just made that right decision, you know, a lot of things could be different.
That's true.
See, David, what's your 2 cents on filling out the leads in regards to if you know you're gonna write them on the call, or if you're just gonna go for the appointment and try to book them and nail them down for another time that's best for them?
You're talking about predictability. Being able to read the client. Usually, man, when we're trying to book for the next day, we just, you know, we initially make contact with them and tell them, hey, we're, you know, looking to find a good time for you tomorrow for Kevin to give you a call for a few minutes. What usually works better for you, before or after lunch? And they're like, well, I don't know, man, tomorrow, man, I'm going to be busy. Okay, I understand. Well, now what about today? You got some time today or right now? Kevin doesn't sound like he's in a meeting right now with another driver. I can transfer you over and just go right there. If they're ready right then, we'll just transfer them over and roll right into it.
Gotcha. Good stuff.
Kind of like live transfer,
Yeah.
Cool. All right. B-Dog, Brandon, you got any questions or anything today, man? As we kind of want to make sure everybody's seen. If you don't have anything, no big deal. It's not a big deal. I just want to make sure if you're good, no worries. I'll hit Bo and then Edwin.
I just want to say thank you guys for the call and all the value that you guys provide. I have submitted about 5,000 since yesterday. And then I've got about $9,000 in the pipeline, and I've got like a $450,000 annuity that I'm talking to one of the couples. And it's been, the conversations really have been, I know I'm an idiot. Y'all will find out, but I was a pastor most of my life, and so I really like to talk to people and whatnot. And honestly, I take, I guess, maybe a little more of a delicate approach. I asked him, I say, hey, I'm Brandon. I'm just reaching out to you about the Facebook ad that you responded to concerning insurance. And I just let them go. I let them tell their story and what the heck they need. One was a couple that has a Primerica thing. Y'all know where I'm about to go with that. And they got it about 20 years ago, and they've jumped the premiums up coming next month to $359 on them. And they're in their 70s and they're retired. And I mean, and that's just an easy thing because they've lost their trust. I've gained their trust, and I've taken care of that. And the other one was a woman wanted to just get insurance for her 3 dogs and her 2 cats that they'd be taken care of whenever she passed away. She wanted $10,000 on them. Like, hell, I'll get you whatever you want for the dogs and the cats. It don't matter to me, nothing, whatever. But just, taking that minute just to hear their story and see exactly what it is, and then give them exactly what the heck they asked for me, at least, And so it's been good to have that steady flow of people to talk to. Most of the conversations have been pleasant. I've only been hung up on one time, but hell, my mama hangs up on me sometimes.
Yeah, man. Well, man, thanks for sharing that. Shout out to you too. Definitely loving these groups. Bo, did you have anything, brother?
No, I'm good. I'll just jump on this, to try to get the nugget.
Edwin, you got anything, bro?
No, not right now. Maybe either Brandon. I know I'm going to do one soon with my crew of folks, is giving a little, I don't want to call it a course, just like a quick Zoom on how to ask for money in the house, how to get that annuity, how to pull out money from the house, because that's huge. And a lot of people don't ask the right questions, or they'll go, how much do you have in your 401k, when you should be asking, no one wants to tell you that. No one wants to divulge that information. There's different questions you can be asking to pull out money. That's it. Maybe later on.
While we on that topic, how are you able to uncover that, find the money, right? There's multiple ways to do it, but what's your approach?
Well, I mean, number one, again, I'd really do my best just to let them speak and be comfortable with me. I don't care if they want to talk about their dogs or whatever. I want them to view me as a friend. They don't see my face. They've never seen me in my life. So, and then when we get into the insurance stuff, I'm asking them, how much you want. What are you looking for? What's the purpose of it? This and that. And then once we get past that, I ask the question. I say, well, listen, I know you've got insurance. I know you've been working for quite a while. Do you have anything set up, as far as like, an annuity, any type of 401ks or anything that you're putting money aside, for retirement? Because we do a lot of safe products that don't lose in the market, that type of thing. I just built my case up with it. But I don't know how to roundabout ask them, outside of, just straight up, hey, look, we're doing insurance. While we're on that, do you have anything else set up for your retirement or whatnot, with Edward Jones or whatever it may be. We do a lot of that stuff. I'll be glad to look at your statement or, look at what you've got going on and assess it and see if there's anything that I could do better for you. If I can, I won't make any recommendations to you, but if I can, I'd like to make a recommendation for you. And you don't have any obligation to turn anything on or turn anything off or anything like that. But if I can, I will make them, and then we can walk through that and see if it's something that you want to do. But I do let it be known. I say, I don't use the word variable because most of them don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't use anything that loses in the market. We have stuff that's safe, that has a floor that'll protect you through market volatility, and with somebody that's worked as long as you have, I think it's important for you to at least consider a product that you can gain when times are good and be safe when times aren't that great. And so that typically, I don't really get much pushback from that, honestly.
Well, there's one thing that you did say that was really subtle, which was when you ask them, because it's like, who do you know, right? It's like nobody else like, I don't know, right? When you ask them for referral, when you say something specific, and what you did was you asked if they had any retirement accounts, but you said like an Edward Jones or something. So now it's like, oh yeah, you're right. You know what? I did have this old 401k at this other place when I was a teacher over here, and I went to this school. I don't really know where that is. Shucks, right? And it's like, oh, well, did you want to just see if you can still log into it real quick? I mean, it's such an easy conversation where you just kind of, but you gotta lead them. You can't just ask just a vague question like that, which is very, and right. The way you do it is like, you kind of pre-frame them like an Edward Jones account or some old 401k or 10, what is it? Or something 03B, whatever that is.
Yeah,
right?
43B, 418. Man, I'm telling you, they will, if you speak to them the right way. I've had them literally either fax or put their statement up with their name, their daggum social security number, and all of that stuff. Because I mean, it's just like you said, the way you frame it. Yeah. Hey, do you have retirement? No. Yeah. Hey, do you have something like an Edward Jones or Charles Schwab or anything that you've been setting back for retirement or whatever? I'd love to walk through that, which you won't. It doesn't cost you anything. I just want to, since we're helping you with the insurance, want to see if there's anything else I can do for you on the other side as well.
Right, because they're now at this point, really, like they're looking at you like a trusted advisor in the first place. And if they have something, if they're in a bad vehicle, right, and you're just looking out for them, like, yeah, they sold you a lemon, right? And here's what I'm gonna do. If I can't fix this, then I'm going to recommend you to go down here and take a look at this one. I've been looking at this one myself. Actually, I already have one of these in the backyard, and it's lasted a long time. It's a Honda, blah, blah, blah. Right now you're in this position. And then it's like, oh, by the way, what else, and you kind of run into that, because if you just say retirement, they're going to be like, nope. But if you say you circled back to it again, it was like a Edward Jones or a Charles Schwab account or something like that. So that's definitely a way to kind of find the money. And then you just got to ask. You have to ask the questions. It's uncomfortable, but you got to ask for what you want, right?
Yeah, man. I sometimes ask, I pop in, I sneak in, but I ask them in my, inventory kind of crap. I do the, do you have anything that would act like insurance? And then I listed just like that, just like you did, right? Yeah. Like the 401k, the only reason I do is because, again, some people just don't want to talk about what's in their bank retirement, right? But I make it seem like, hey, what would act like? And then you just continue with the list, just like you guys did. But you definitely want to dig for cash in the house. That's huge.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and conclude. Does anybody else have any last questions, comments, or concerns?
I just got a quick question. I'll type it in the chat, but I'm just curious, how long have you guys been in the industry?
You know about the different agents on? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was in it about from about 1999 to about 2000 and let me change that, about 2001, 2002 until 2009. And then I was gone for 10 years. I made enough money. I was in it for 7 years that after 7 years, I'd made enough money to where I took the next 10 years off and just really traveled the world doing missionary work, India, Africa, Haiti, all over the world, and doing missionary work. And then so people say, Kevin, would you jump back in the insurance business for? Well, I started running out of money. So it's time to go back to work. Yep. So I jumped back into over about 2.5 years ago.
Brandon, what
So
about you?
overall,
Hey guys, I'm sorry, Brandon, before you go, guys, I gotta jump. I gotta go pick my kid up. Arturo, thank you. Kevin, thank you a lot, man. Super appreciative of your help today, man. Thank you.
For sure, man. We're gonna crush it this month, bro.
For sure.
God bless you.
Arturo, I'll talk to you soon. God bless.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.
Brandon, how long you been?
So I've been licensed for about 12 years. I started off doing life settlements and stuff like that. So I was actually like buying policies off of individuals and selling it on the other side. That's how I started. And, as far as like just like term and that type of stuff, maybe about 6-7 years, I'd say.
Earl, you say you was been licensed since 1962. Is that what you said?
Yeah, around 58. Somewhere around
You got
there.
the first
Shots
leather
fired.
license.
Yeah, man. Shucks.
Bo,
fired, baby.
how long you been in the game?
No, that was 1994.
Just
when
3
I was
years.
First licensed.
3 years. All right, 1994, 3 years. David, you just hopped in the booth.
Oh, about 2 years now.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, yeah, man, this call again always gets me fired up. Grateful to have y'all on. Make sure that y'all save those dates. I will have Kayla reaching out to y'all just to kind of have a conversation, answer any questions. But you just want to make sure you're there, guys. It's going to be a phenomenal time to spend together. And we're going to go deep into some stuff that we don't really have a lot of time to go to, but we just want to come to you every week as a refresher to get you guys motivated to crush it. And I'm just happy to see the people in this group and what y'all doing, and the best is just yet to come. Okay.
Thank you, bud. Talk to you soon.
Guys, take care. Hey, Earl and Jackie, y'all stay on for just a second. Edwin, you too. All right, well, y'all have a good rest of the day. Peace.
Yeah.